Welcome to the 800th Thursday of the pandemic and level 12 of Jumanji. I've seen that somewhere, and I mean, if at some point today or any time now a herd of elephants start marching down my street, I'm not gonna blink. I'm not even gonna. Oh, look, there's some elephants out there. It's not going to shock me because things are just... You know what is pretty crazy with the state of the racism in the world right now, and the fact that being a person who isn't white is a scary place to be right now, is that the pandemic is not the worst thing going on right now. Like, I legit have anxiety about going to the store because I'm not a gal who can keep my mouth shut. And I'm never going to be that person. I'm always going to stand up. And I don't know, you may think maybe that's a flaw. I don't know. To me, it's who I am. And so if I see something happening, I'm going to speak to it. And now my anxiety is, if I see something happening, am I going to get a full-fledged racial attack at me? Is that what's going to happen? Like, trust me, if somebody does that, it'll be the first and last time that they have teeth. But the point is, I do not believe in violence. I clearly, I do not. I'm a Dr. King. I believe that we can protest and be loud and share and we can do things without violence. But there's a little bit of Malcolm in me. And if someone puts their hands on me, they're going to the cemetery. And I did not quote that correctly, but and it is even me. Like, if I see somebody hurting somebody out there and racially attacking them, I'm probably going to need to memorize some phone numbers so I can call people from jail. So understand, I don't have fear in the way that one would think you have fear. I have anxiety in the way that I don't want to have to go there. Does that make sense? I don't want to have to do that anymore. But yet here we are. You can't jog, you can't sleep in your own bed, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't come out of a bank, you can't breathe because these entitled monsters are becoming more and more vocal. And I saw somebody had posted something that it's not that they're more racist, there's just more people filming it. Sure, 100%. I 100% agree with that because I've been dealing with this since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So I 100% agree with that. I cannot even tell you how many people would have been in some severe public trouble had I had an iPhone in the 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s. God, I wish I could just leave out a decade. Don't even have a decade where I can tell you that it didn't happen. And that's shameful for a lot of us, for all of us that have to deal with it. It's a different level of anxiety. I can't describe it. I'm sure that at one point when this is all said and done and we have some normalcy back into the world, that it will be named. But right now, I want to just stay hidden in my house so I don't have to take somebody out. And again, I do not like to I do not agree with violence. But I also feel like there's something you should probably know about me. I can hurt a lot more with words than I can with fists. It's not something I am proud of, and I only bring it out to people that are evil and nasty and deserve it. But I hate going to her. Me. as her. I don't like bringing that out. But I feel like everything that's been happening in this world, Angry Shauna is just right at the surface, ready to lose her marbles. But I will tell you something that helped today. Outside my front yard, and I don't, I live in a side-by-side and it needs a lot of work. So thank you to my friends for coming. My coworkers who I found out I will not be working with anymore. After many a year, I have to move somewhere different and I don't know where that is. So that's a whole other level of anxiety because I don't like that unknown. We put lawn chairs out in a socially distancing way and it's kind of chilly. So, you know, we had blankets and we wrapped ourselves in blankets and we all brought our, you know, brown bag lunch. And it was a nice afternoon of conversation. And it was a lot of lovely support and I appreciate it more than I could possibly express. And they brought donations for our school's mini pantry and farm fresh treats. So, thank you. So yeah, let's just keep those acts of kindness up. Let's try more of those. Because there are more normal people. There are more kind people than there are awful ones. There are, I promise you. Just right now, it just feels like there isn't. It feels like the scale's unbalanced. And it is unbalanced. It's unbalanced because there's privileged people out there that have been put out of the way and they can't handle it. They are incapable of handling the tiniest bit of inconvenience and it is showing. And it's everyone else's fault but theirs. And I mean, I guess it's nice because if you're going to make a list of who you want to be around if there's a zombie apocalypse, the list is going to make itself right now because you know you're not going to want anybody who will storm a government office with an AK-47 because they couldn't get a haircut. That person's not going to do well in a zombie apocalypse. So I guess there's that. Yay! I'm sorry. Again, I apologize. Humor is my savior. It has saved my life more times than not, and I respect it by using it. So, I feel like some joy is needed, so let's do some. Some days Lodi and I were like this. We are like this. Today was one of these days. Thank you, Lodi. Do you ever have to remind yourself to exhale? I am doing that a lot. Anyways, my friends, it has been a slice. So catch you on the flip side.